But he'll always love the game more than he loves me. Sail away to the cold expanse of space. Even love couldn't keep you in your place.
The Interplanetary Podcast. The exploration of space for the benefit of all humankind. Your hosts here in England, Matthew Russell and Chris Carney.
Oh yeah, baby!
Oh yeah, baby!
Grimes!
Yeah.
Different type of grime, isn't it? Yeah, sorry.
That's a recent lyric. Can you believe that?
Fantastic! I love it.
Yours are my favourite Grimes. Someone that Jamie and both Jamie and myself have actually worked with Grimes back in the day. Yeah,
really? In her Oblivion days, in her Genesis, so to speak.
I remember spending a couple of days teaching her how to use Logic and her interface for her live gigs.
Oh my God.
Good.
So who knew where that would go?
Who knew? No, exactly. And Jamie used to do little interviews. In fact, if you look up Roland Jamie Franklin Grimes, you can find a couple of YouTube videos of Jamie interviewing her in a van.
Is super cool.
A Glastonbury and things. Yeah, it is very funny. So do you know who she was talking about in that lovely quote?
Well, let's have a little guess, shall we? Get your drinks ready, everyone.
It was Elon Musk, I reckon. Of course.
Yeah. Who is now an ex, isn't he? They've gone
they split up. They've gone their separate ways. And I think it's his third divorce.
Yeah.
Oh, got to cost him some money, that one.
He's got it to spare.
I saw it mentioned in an article by The Guardian, which is a bit of an odd place for this to be. But The Guardian, Elon Musk is learning a hard lesson. Never date a musician.
Well, I clearly never learnt that.
I know. So what I wanted to ask you, Chris, is that true? Is that?
I have only ever had one song written about me by my dear wife, and it was about falling in love with me. So I've gotten away with it. Also, she tells me, because the wonderful Kaya, she writes quite complicated lyrics that don't always mean just one thing. So there might be a few digs at me in there somewhere. We've been together for 14 years. I don't mind. When I met her, she had loads of breakup songs about other people, and I was just kind of like, I better not break up with her.
well, apparently Grimes' second album is all about some studio technician that she fell in love with like curly grey hair.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Is this why you put this quote?
That's right. Yeah. It's not really, of course. That's just an utter lie. I made that up. I'm sure there's plenty of pop songs out there about me, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get jealous at this stage.
Yeah.
God, Elon Musk. It's quite funny. I thought I'd have a look at Elon Musk in the news this week. You can't actually find a decent news story about Elon Musk. It's just a complete and utter mess, isn't it?
Yeah. But it just shows that this sort of this pioneer, intensely rich person is so flawed, and I think it just comes with the territory. We often have these amazing people who are just, they've got some real problems behind closed doors. Just shows that money's not everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that quote isn't particularly damning on Elon Musk. He's just basically saying he's a workaholic who's addicted to his job.
Sure.
And actually, his job comes first.
Yeah.
I mean, is that too harsh a thing to say? It's like
no. I think you're right, but I was thinking more in the context of sort of three sort of marriages that have not worked out and stuff like that. Which no judgments on people who've had 3 marriages not work out, but I'm just saying that the money and the sort of lavish life and everything, it doesn't actually count for a lot when it comes down to relationships, does it?
Oh, that's so true. That is so true. It's probably been said quite a few times, hasn't it? Money doesn't buy you happiness and love, does it?
No, it doesn't. But I'm willing, as Spike Milligan says, all I'm willing for is the chance to prove that money won't change me.
Absolutely. God. All right. Well, we haven't really talked much about space yet, have we?
No,
Have
let's
you
do
noticed
it.
that? Right.
Let's do
I
it.
think we should probably move on to spacey things. So there was a paper out in Science this week called GJ367b. It's already got a catchy title.
Yeah.
A dense, ultra-short period sub-Earth planet transiting a nearby red dwarf star.
Okay.
Now, yes, this is Christine Lamb from the Centre of Astronomy and Astrophysics in Berlin, et al.
Yeah.
Lots of people involved in this. And actually, this is super cool. A planet that orbits its star every 7.7 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A
year.
I mean, that is
A year
on that
working
planet. Well, a year is a working day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is so. Yeah, it's whipping around that thing like you would not believe.
That is incredible.
That's zipping fast, isn't it?
Yeah, we must be approaching light speeds, really. I mean, how fast? I guess we want to know the circumference of the red dwarf first, but like that must be incredibly fast.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. So yes, it's that's its USP. Its
right.
unique selling point is to be a USP, an ultra short period planet, exoplanet. Yeah. So it's a USP in this instance stands for ultra short period exoplanets.
Okay.
Because Mercury isn't a USP, although it's got a fairly short period, but nowhere near that. I mean, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's also moving pretty slow, Mercury, is it? Or am I wrong on that? Oh no, it's turning very slowly. I knew it was one of the other.
Well, I'm assuming, I would assume that something that close to its parent star would be tidally locked. So its day and its year will both be 7.7 hours.
Yeah.
So its day is quite reasonable. It's just its orbit is not.
No. It's completely unreasonable.
Ridiculous. This was actually found by TESS, which is NASA's it's Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite. That's it.
That's right.
I just couldn't remember that.
I was going to help you out there, but you found the Google stuff.
All right, that's good. Yeah. So that was, which was launched back in 2018. So we covered that when TESS launched, April 2018. That looks for the little dips in light. And obviously they found this one in the data that it collected. And I believe this data was collected in a month in 2019. It looked at a little section of the southern sky. And lots of scientists have been poring over that data ever since. And they found this little bleeping dot, little dip in light every 7.7 hours.
There it is.
Yeah, which is obviously, I guess it. Even though it's a small planet, it's easy to detect, I guess, because it has a lot of transits in the period that you're looking.
Yeah.
And so I guess that data is easier to pull out than normal. And that is one of the reasons why it's one of the smallest ever planets to be exoplanets to be discovered so far.
Yeah.
So it's super small. But what actually makes it really interesting is some of the data. It was discovered by TESS, but what they've used is other telescopes since to kind of really confirm its size and stuff. So they've been using the High Accuracy Radial Velocity Planet Searcher,
nice,
or HARPS, which is on a ground-based telescope this time, the European Southern Observatories Telescope in Chile. And with that, they've been able to kind of infer some of these things. So they know that it orbits this M-type red dwarf every 7.7 hours. Yeah. It's got a radius of about 70% of Earth's.
Okay.
But it has a mass of about 55% of Earth.
Right.
So it's kind of Mars-sized.
Yeah.
But it's a lot heavier than Mars.
So we're talking some iron, some heavy stuff in there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So it's very similar to Mercury in the fact that it's like this, just basically a giant iron core almost. Yeah. So yeah, the iron core is like 86% of its radius.
Whoa!
So there's only a kind of little crumbly bit at the on the outside.
Yeah.
Now it could be that it's orbiting so close to its star that it gets loads more radiation and it's very, very harsh. So it might be that the outer layers have actually been vaporized off. This is a planet that's like Earth, but all the rock and stuff on top of your iron core has just basically been boiled, almost like it's been boiled away.
Yeah.
Particularly because M dwarf stars, these red dwarfs, are very, very active when they're young. Especially, they have lots and lots of flares. They're very angry, like teenagers. Very angry stars, always flaring up, which doesn't make them great for the prospects of finding life around them, because of course solar flares are not particularly healthy.
No,
for
definitely not.
Life as we know it. But it's unlikely, isn't it, that they're going to find life on this GJ367b, being the fact that the surface gets 500 times more the radiation than Earth.
Oh, that's not good. You have to watch that film with Tom Hanks in it at the minute.
And you know on hot days when it gets to about 32 or 33 degrees centigrade, how you feel a little bit hot and bothered.
Yeah.
How hot do you think it gets on old GJ367b?
Well, let's see. So you're on holiday on G3676b, and you just pop out of the hotel, and you're experiencing immediately 200 degrees centigrade.
No, not even close.
What? What is it?
1,500 degrees centigrade.
Matt, that's no holiday.
That's not a holiday, is it?
No.
That's
it's hell.
That's proper sunburn.
Yeah, I'm not going there anytime soon.
I mean, it's...
But then you can say as well, like, if you go away for your normal 2 weeks, it's how long we were there for? 14 years. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the upside. That is the upside. You can brag about how you spent 14... Yeah, I spent 14 years on another planet. God, you don't look that old. No, But yeah, it's very... Yeah, that is impressive. I mean... But here's the upside of this.
Go ahead.
Is it's one of those little planets that's actually quite handy as a little marker to say, hey, there's a planet here. This is definitely worth looking at this system to see if you can find other planets.
Yeah.
Because it's unusual to find just one planet circling a red dwarf. You'll probably find that there's lots of other planets in that system. So even though there's this obviously dead rock that's getting blasted away, other planets that will be in an orbit, and a red dwarf so much smaller than our sun that to be habitable in the habitable zone, you could have a planet that's orbiting that takes a month, for example.
Sure. Yeah.
And so yes, you could have month-long years on these exoplanets in the habitable zone of this particular star. So we might find some planets around this actually very nearby red dwarf. It's 31 light years away. That's it.
Oh, is that all?
That's all. Yeah, in the constellation of Vela.
Okay.
There we go.
Got me on my knees.
Vela. You got. Yes.
31 light years, I mean, it's doable. But, the thing is, I'll go on a bit of a tangent here, but about your inhabitable zone. Also, the other factors that we obviously need, I'm not necessarily saying that life needs what we've needed, but we've come about through also the Earth's tilt on its axis as well, and the moon to be entirely locked to it and stuff like that. Are we looking for that too, or is it even possible to find that at the moment?
What, to find little moons?
To find if a planet is like ours, a little bit skew if on its axis, which has obviously helped us with seasons and things.
Yeah, I think that's really, really difficult. Maybe with James Webb we'll be able to see stuff like that.
I knew James Webb could do it.
So not this week, but next week is probably the launch of James Webb.
I can't believe it.
Just before Christmas as well.
Incredible.
And so, yeah, that may start looking for things in April 2022. So not long now, is it? And it's very, very exciting. But there's going to be a lot of stress between now and then. I think everyone should join together on the Discord, and we should have a watch the launch party on Discord.
Count me in.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. So when that date actually gets announced, it's the 22nd of December at the moment, but I wonder if that will be the actual day. But it's pretty goddamn amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very exciting. That if it is, that's going to be my event of the year.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But yes, that's certainly got to be one of them.
Let's be honest, a pretty amazing year. So
yeah, and it has been an amazing year. So that is, in fact, the Gliese 367b is the smallest and least massive known exoplanet within 10 parsecs of the solar system.
It may never know the little record that it's broken on Earth.
So it's just out there, orbiting alone.
Yeah.
Not knowing what achievement it had here on Earth.
The accolades.
Mercury-type object the size of Mars, whipping around its star.
Ooh, at quite a rate.
Of course, studying that system should help them find other exoplanets, and once they find those other exoplanets, work out why this planet has basically migrated so close to its star as well. You know, what kind of processes happened. So there's lots to learn from that system. It's like one of those systems where they've just opened up a box and it's like, here's loads of things to learn.
Yeah.
That seems to be the sort of upshot of this paper. It's like, yeah, this is a very interesting little nugget. Let's find out more.
Smashing.
So I should imagine there'll be lots more on that Gliese star. 367. So so that's it. Talking of telescopes launching, so we did actually see the launch of a space telescope. This week, the week that's just gone, Thursday. Yeah, NASA and the Italian Space Agency launched the Imaging X-ray Polarimetry Explorer.
Hey, you got that spot on then.
Mission. Yeah, thank you. And went up on a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. Never heard of them.
A what?
A what? And yes, it's actually a really interesting little space mission. I think the turnaround of this is insane. So this was something that was announced in January 2017. The Italian Space Agency signed up for it in June 2017. And they basically supplied the X-ray polarization detectors, which they invented, by the way. So this is something that obviously took a lot of skill.
Yeah.
So they were invented and developed by the Istituto Nazionale di Astrofisica.
Bellissima.
Which is, I guess, the Institute of Astrophysics and the National Institute of Nuclear Science as well was involved, and they've been refining these instruments for years and have given them to NASA as this joint project for this polarization telescope. Now, what do you think they can find out from polarization of light?
Of
X-ray light in particular.
Oh, X-ray. Are we looking for dark energy, dark matter? That'd be amazing.
No, so it's much more to do with to study things like black holes, neutron stars, pulsars, supernovas, magnetars, quasars, active galactic nuclei, all those sort of like big, massive objects that are terrifying.
It's the sexy stuff,
universe.
isn't it? It's the sexy stuff, Matt. Let's just be honest.
It is the proper sexy, black hole. Can't get much cooler than that.
No,
unless
it's
you're a
the
neutron
best.
star. So it's like so it's all these like extreme environments where I guess relativity comes into play massively.
Yeah.
And so this measures the way that the X-ray radiation is given off from these various objects and how the local environment is polarizing the X-rays, in other words, making them vibrate in a particular direction. And that will give some insight into what these ridiculous high-temperature environments around these unbelievable objects is really like.
Yeah.
So this falls under the NASA goal of discover how the universe works.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not even joking. That is literally a NASA first science objective.
Yeah.
Discover how the universe works.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
they've gone to the right places
That
there.
is. So they should be able to try and work out what the heck is going on with this, with some of these things. So it's going to improve sensitivity of polarization of light in the X-ray spectrum, and try and determine how particles are accelerated in pulsar wind nebulas. Find the mechanism for X-ray production in pulsars, those kind of things. The way that magnetic fields are configured in magnetars.
Yeah.
So lots and lots of things. This one's quite a good one. Determine the geometry and the emission mechanism of the active galactic nuclei and micro quasars.
Oh, yeah. I do that before breakfast.
It's a really, really cool space telescope that I didn't really know much about. And it's kind of been built very, very quickly by Ball Aerospace Technologies in America. And it's basically been launched by SpaceX, and up it goes, and off we go.
See,
and
they've done this so quickly. The Ball Aerospace, do you think the workers are in there, like they call themselves ballers? Like, because we've done it, ballers. And they all like,
ballers. Yeah. So, got to check out Martin C. Weisskopf, who is the NASA Marshall Space Flight Center. He's the principal investigator. So he was the project scientist for Chandra X-ray Observatory as well. Yeah. The good old Chandra X-ray Observatory. So in safe hands there. And $188 million, 2-year operation. You know, quite a bargain. That's
a decent old budget, that. You know, and that speaks to keeping it down to a minute. You know, let's get this done quick. Move fast, make mistakes. That's how we do it.
It looks really cool as well. This thing actually looks like pretty sexy because it's 3 telescopes. Yeah. 3 identical telescopes, and they've got this enormous boom that gives it its really good focal length. And so you've got
just looking at it now,
and like it's a sexy looking telescope.
It's a beauty.
Yeah. So I was pretty pleased with that, and it's launched no problems. Apparently, it's very, very small for a SpaceX Falcon 9 launch, but in actual fact, Falcon 9 had to work quite hard to get it into the orbit. So the orbit that this thing has is almost exactly round the center of the Earth, 0% inclination. Yeah. So to do that, because Cape Canaveral's at 28.5 inclination above the equator, you have to do a lot of work to get it into that orientation, if you see what I mean. Yeah. Falcon 9 was powerful enough to do it because this telescope is actually quite small compared to a normal Falcon 9 payload. Sure. That's my understanding anyway. Yeah.
Well, a little beauty.
It's got to go round the equator because it's got to try and miss the South Atlantic Anomaly.
What's that?
The South Atlantic Anomaly is this place where the Earth's magnetic field is really odd. Something that affects lots and lots of satellites and things. Yeah. There's somewhere in the South Atlantic, there's this weird magnetic bulge.
Is it over Bermuda?
The original SpaceX CRS one Dragon spacecraft had problems passing through the anomaly.
It's fantastic and a lovely little anomaly there.
So yeah, that's why it's got to orbit there, because obviously it needs to be very, very sensitive to X-rays and not be disturbed by stuff going on Earth, like people's microwaves and stuff.
Oh yeah, well we haven't got a microwave, and it's for that very reason.
So you don't annoy.
So we don't interfere with IXPE.
Yeah, so you don't annoy with people trying to get fast radio bursts from the.
Well, I'm like, what do I want? Do I want my dinner quickly, or do I want to know how black holes are formed?
Oh well, obviously the second.
Exactly.
Well, I suppose one last bit of news is that NASA have chosen 10 new astronauts.
Isn't that amazing? 10. It's such a big, bold thing. Let's have 10 more. This is they're just basically saying, there's going to be a lot of activity.
Yeah. And I think, and so do lots of other people, not just me, and that'd be ridiculous to say it was me, but NASA, to be an astronaut right now, if you're like a young astronaut, is probably a really great time to become an astronaut.
Yeah.
I'd say it's been pretty rubbish for the last sort of 15 years since the space shuttle finished. But now it's going to start getting heating up. I mean, we're talking potentially trips to the moon and potentially a trip to Mars.
Yeah.
These 10 might not make it all the way through.
No.
Remember, they've got 2 years of training to be actually called astronauts, but they're in the astronaut corps now. So there's quite a few, lots of people at the Air Force in here. But lots of other people who, degrees in mathematics and biochemistry and all those kind of things in this list. Some of them are quite old. Luke Delaney's 42.
Hey, same age as me.
Yeah.
And they told me I was too. They told me I was too old.
and Neil Menon is 45.
What? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, and he hasn't even started training yet.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
But he was SpaceX's first flight surgeon.
Oh, well, there, he's got it in there. But, you can even see there, like, he flew F-15s. It's like, it's like, that's years ago.
Yeah, he's done 100 sorties in F-15 fighter jets.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, yeah, you look at these people, they're either fighter pilots or genius scientists.
Yeah, a combo of the two.
Or a combination of the two, yeah.
Yeah.
Or often a combination of the two. So, yeah, well done to all those people that have been chosen there.
Fab. I mean, what we can do is we could pick our favourites, who we think are going to be the candidates who make it through to the end. I've got my eye on Nicole Ayers, 32, major in the US Air Force. She's got all the makings. She's got everything there. Look at that. She's even got a minor in Russian. Come on.
One of the few women currently flying the F-22.
Yeah, amazing. Absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, she's my fave so far.
Christina Birch, there's quite a good one. University of Arizona, degree in maths, degree in biochemistry, molecular biophysics, doctorate in biological engineering. And she's also a decorated track cyclist on the US national team.
I've changed my favourite. I've changed me. Oh, there you go.
She's literally an athlete, like a proper full-on athlete. Now, I don't want to brag here, but the American team, track cycling team, isn't as good as the UK one. Just pointing that out.
That's quite true.
But hey, yeah, it is really true. What a good bunch. I always just get a little bit. I just look at it and go, Matt, what were you doing with your life? I think I spent too long watching telly, Chris.
Yeah, well, there's a lot to watch. There's, you finally got me to watch For All Mankind. Thank you so much for
how worthwhile was that?
Oh my God. It is one of the greatest TV shows of all time. I absolutely loved it. It's just brilliant. And I've got like everybody else. I've got my mum watching it now. I've got my wife watching it. It's like it's just superb. The drama, the science behind it, everything is so much fun, and it also makes you a bit sad. It's like I love that within the first few episodes you've got women already involved. You've already got you've already got sort of these bigger advancements happening just because of that competition still existing within the within the Cold War. I just think it's great. I really do. So
yeah, it's an awesome program.
Yeah,
with some of my favourite actors as well. There's some really good people in that as well.
Yeah,
awesome.
Definitely. I want to watch it again.
Yeah, I might actually start watching it again. Actually, but before I do that, I'm going to have to let everyone go.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm inviting everyone to the little party. I will also be on Off Nominal, which is Anthony and Jake's podcast coming up soon.
Cool.
As well.
I'll look forward to that.
So I'll tweet that out.
Yeah.
So that's going to be. I'm really looking forward to that.
Smashing.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Well, that's it. What are you up to this week, Chris?
Oh, Matthew, I'm so glad you've asked me this because in a couple of days' time, I'm going to watch the unbelievable Little Sims, who is playing Liverpool. And I'm really excited. Her album, Sometimes I Might Be Introvert, is my album of the year. She's amazing, and I'm really, really excited about that. So how about you?
I'm actually going to be slightly more relaxed this week because I finished doing a whole bunch of gigs this week.
Oh, good man!
Lots and lots of gigs. That was the Winter Live Festival. It's all done. It's all done and dusted. So now I can relax a little bit and just get on with a little bit of marking, a little bit of prep, but nothing quite as hectic as last week. So hopefully we'll have a longer podcast ready for next week. Slightly, more up to snuff.
Fantastic.
But thanks very much for bearing with us.
Cheers. And, you know what I want to say as well?
Oh, and actually...
Go. You go.
Sorry.
I had something. You got something.
But no, I just remembered the Recovering Queen podcast starts again tomorrow as well.
Oh.
Season 4. We're back with Queen's It's Late cover version, which I highly recommend because it's by far my best guitar playing ever.
Oh, I'll get onto that. But what I was going to say was something related to this. I think for any new listeners, we're coming up to about a year now since we had the great Professor Brian Cox on the show. If you've just joined us, go back, check out the Brian Cox one. It's quite a long podcast, isn't it? With him, he gave you so much of his time, and it's just absolutely brilliant.
Super guy. He's a super guy. I love Brian Cox. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
In fact, I was supposed to go see Brian Cox, and I was literally getting ready, and then my mate phoned up and said, "Oh, I've only just realised they've been postponed until next year."
Oh.
So I'm not going to see, but I have got tickets to see Brian Cox.
They've got them in the bag.
Gone.
Yeah, you've got them.
I've got them in the bag.
Sweet. Well then, I will hopefully see you soon, sir.
Bye, Spice Podcast.
Spice Podcast.